It's always a struggle to get this light just right. But I think I've got it. Like Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears. Is it Goldilocks and the Three Bears? I don't know. This is Godfather in Harlem. It's episode 1 in season 2. Um, the main character, Bumpy Johnson, has found a way to control all the leverage in the situation and get back in a position where he is protected and safe. Oh man, I gotta wipe this up. I thought I'd clean all this stuff up. God darn it. I need a napkin here. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Well, I had used my new juicer earlier today. I guess that's too personal. But anyway, let's see what happened in this episode. Try to give an overview. Um, well, it starts off with a pretty uneventful chase scene, I have to admit, and the stock car sounds they use, if I'm not mistaken, these sound like the sounds from the chase scene in Bullet. I swear they do, but I could be wrong about that. I mean, I've just watched that scene over 100 million times, so I know exactly what those cars sound like. And I feel like they used the sound of the Charger in this particular chase scene. But anyway, through TV magic, the main character gets away from the bad guys unscathed. Matter of fact, I think that was the sound. That was the sound of the Charger from the Bullet chase, because they put in a back window shot. That's pretty much what happened in the chase scene and Bullet. Anyway, maybe that's a stretch. I don't know, but it seems pretty similar. Um, so Bumpy gets away, and in the back he has a black man who's French, which is like more than a coincidence. I feel like, because I was just having this conversation with a close friend of mine's about all the colonies that France has in Africa. So you can see a well, full blown African who speaks only French, which to me is it's pretty mind blowing. I feel like, but that's the way the world's set up. Past colonies. It's old habits die hard. If that makes any sense. Hope I'm not misusing that phrase in this instance. But anyway, um, what else happens in this episode? Yeah, so he catches this guy in order to capture the they call it doji. It's dog food, which is just I'm just gonna call it by its technical name. I guess it's heroin. In order to get control of the heroin, they capture him, take information on his boss, and his boss tells him where the heroin come in. So then they take the information, they capture the heroin, um, in order as a form of leverage for Bumpy to get back in the good, not necessarily good graces, but in order to weasel his way. It's definitely a weasel move, but it's smart. It's definitely a weasel move in order to get his way back into a position of some position of safety, if that makes any sense at all, right? Um, but it works. He's able to get back. He's able to get back in there and basically open up shop again. He's outsmarted his arch rival Chin, who's proven to be quite volatile and crazy in this instance. Now I want to touch on the fact that they killed off his daughter's Teddy. They killed off that character. Why? I don't know. Maybe it was a contract dispute. I just don't know. I don't see how that character being killed off is going to help this series progress in any way. I would have loved to have seen them go to Hollywood and live happily ever after, but that's just me. Of course, you can't have everything, so they killed that character off. Um, Now we're seeing another dimension to his daughter, though. She's kind of. I wonder. I wonder. I wonder if somewhere down the line, Chin's going to be in the hospital from some type of injury, and she's going to step up in some way and try to run that little mob family. That would be interesting to see. That would definitely be interesting to see. But who knows if that's going to happen? I feel like that's the best course of action, but I just don't know if that's possible. Um, What else happens? What else happens? Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much all as far as the battle between the two rivals goes. Trying to see. Uh, yeah, give me a second. I made a mistake again and not making a video right after I watched it. So now I'm searching my mind for thoughts on scenes. Um, Chin and him. I know. I talked about that. Teddy's gone. The daughter's got a new look on her. I'm curious to see where that goes. Bumpy's back in with the mob. Well, not safely, but he's in a position of comfort, at least for himself, and his family's back. Oh, I guess I could talk about that. That's another big thing. So, they're digging deeper into the events that led up to Malcolm X's assassination, which I'm like, I don't see, I don't see it. I don't see how. Oh, I should bring that up too. Thank you. That's thinking myself, thinking out loud here, thinking out loud and thinking. That makes sense, right? Um, so they're digging deeper into the events that led up to Malcolm X's assassination, and they're basically saying it all stems from jealousy. So one individual that Malcolm X pulled up from basically the same position he was, and he's not necessarily Malcolm. The character Malcolm X doesn't necessarily paint him as the brightest, whatever the phrase is, the brightest person, but he's still able to manipulate. I see, so he's manipulating the big boss in order to sway his opinion on Malcolm, and just so he can get that position, just so this other guy can get that position, which it makes sense, but I hate to hear something like that, even if it is fictional. I hate to hear something like that will be the one of the downfalls of probably one of the most inspirational leaders in civil rights during that time. Um, let's see what else. I know I'm just touching the surface on it. I'm not gonna get too deep into that. I never try and get too deep on anything for the most part, and I'm especially not touching this one. Um, yeah, because I just don't know how accurate it is. That's the thing. That's the thing. I'm thinking. I'm thinking out loud. I just don't know how accurate it is. So why would I try and be like, oh well, it got to be this or it got to be that? I just don't know all the variables. One, I wasn't alive when that thing was when these events took place, and secondly, I mean, I just don't know. Um, oh, the senator, he's back in action as well. He's finally paid off the lady, but it's 40,000. That's a lot of money. I feel like he's finally paid her off, so now he's free to roam around and do his business. I wonder how important of a character is he going to be for this series. So far, he's basically been used as a just the other side of the coin when it comes to civil rights. He's that voice. I feel like the Christian and the nonviolent side of things, but he's such a conflicted character. I feel like because he's a minister on one side of because he has his own coin. Let me make some clarification there. I'm talking about two sides of the coin and stuff, but this guy's definitely two sided because he's on one hand he's a minister, on the other hand he's a senator. Like those two just don't mix. And another thing, I don't think you hear about characters like that, you know, in a long time. It's at least personally, I haven't heard of a character like that in a long time. But he's free to do his business now in the city, and I'm interested to see how that plays out. Of course. And did I mention that Bumpy's family comes back, and it's big happy occasion and everything's good now. But come on, something else bad has got to happen in this series. You can't just get off that easy. I feel like, even though it's not necessarily getting off easy, but I'm interested to see where everything's going. Uh, but I have to admit, it's an uneventful first episode for a new season. Don't let me down now. Okay, now if you like me stammering and muttering and falling over my words and talking about other series, which I have Breaking Bad, Mandalorian, which I don't like, Futurama, I did Chernobyl, I have a few movies in there as well. Go check those videos out and subscribe.